This message comes from Instacart. Instacart makes grocery shopping easier. And just because you're not doing the shopping yourself doesn't mean you don't care how it's done. With Instacart Shopper Notes, you can add details about what you want right in the app, like extra crispy rotisserie chicken or lettuce you'd pick yourself. Just leave a note so your shopper can get it right without having to ask. Download the Instacart app and shop today.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is each of your aesthetic tastes?
I would say my personal taste is like a 7, but I know it should be higher, so maybe it's like a 9.
Okay, I'll give you a 9.5. I'm going to raise you on that one. I like that. Okay, what about you, Kyle?
You can't say 10. It would be tasteless to say 10. And I think you have taste in different areas, right? Like, my fashion taste, I would not say is that amazing. My contemporary art taste, I would give myself an 8.5 at least.
Who was the first tastemaker in your life? For me, it was my Aunt Cassandra. She always looked so fly whenever I saw her. She had the Reebok lady sneaker in every color. And she also had the most spectacular condo in Atlanta. High ceilings, lots of light, art from around the world. My Aunt Cassandra is still my girl to this day. And over time, I discovered Elsa Clench on CNN, blogs, and my friends in high school and college. They all influenced my taste. But I want you to meet the new tastemakers of our time. AI chatbots? At least they want to be. Taste is the new Silicon Valley buzzword. From venture capitalists to AI opportunity peddlers, these guys seem to think that good taste will be the one thing that will set you apart from everyone in your life and the one thing that will get you to buy their product. But what is taste, really? And can an AI bot replicate it? I'm here with Kyle Chayka, staff writer at The New Yorker, and Kate Wagner, architecture critic at The Nation, to find out. Kyle, Kate, each of you, both of you, welcome back to It's Been a Minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we qualify as tastemakers?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And you know why? Because I say so.
That's what I like to hear.
Hello, hello. I'm Brittany Luce, and you're listening to It's Been a Minute from NPR, a show about what's going on in culture and why it doesn't happen by accident. Kyle, you just wrote an excellent piece about Silicon Valley's new obsession with quote-unquote taste. But I want to hear from the both of you, like, what are we talking about when we talk about taste?
This would be a great title for a lost Susan Sontag essay, I think. What do we talk about when we talk about taste? So the piece I wrote was talking about this kind of fad for Silicon Valley tech people to talk about taste. And I think there's a difference between what they mean and what a lot of people mean. And I think what they seem to mean is this instrumental, functional idea of having taste in what makes money, basically. But you know, I prefer to think of a deeper, more fundamental idea of taste, which is what do we think is beautiful? What moves us? What feels like part of ourselves? Like what has changed our lives? And I think that's what most people think of when they're really thinking about their own taste.
I also think that taste is in some way a collective practice. Like it's something that we make not just by ourselves, but as a sort of collective body of knowledge, the things that we read, the things that we watch, the people we listen to on podcasts, and also our friends. Like graphic design is not really my area because I'm an architecture critic, but like I feel like I have pretty good taste in graphic design because I know all these people and they talk about their work. Mm-hmm. And so there's a kind of like self-knowledge, but also a collective knowledge that I think is really important for discussing taste.
I love that. Not just self-knowledge, but collective knowledge. I mean, I think this is the case for a lot of people. Like our taste is developed through knowing other people and seeing the world through their eyes, hearing music through their ears. You kind of have to be in the world a bit.
Absolutely.
To that thought, if these AI companies are trying to monetize taste, that brings me to a philosophical question. Like, do you think there's a quality to having taste that is uniquely human that AI can't replicate? Such as, at least in my mind, kind of like being in the world and like mixing with people?
I think so. I mean, I think, as Kate was saying, you can't really have taste without other people and without a community of people experiencing things with you. Mm-hmm. And you can't have taste without existing. Like, you can't have taste if you have no self that the taste is built upon, you know?
Damn.
And to me, AI has no sense of self. It has no sense of beauty. It literally has no feeling. It's just a set of average predictive equations that tell you which word is likely to go after the last word. And so in that sense, I don't think AI can have taste at all. And I think that the AI bros are trying to be like, oh, but humans are going to bring the taste. I, the entrepreneur, will lend my taste to the robot. But I don't really trust their taste either.
Like, one of the people that's probably influenced my taste a lot, I'm rolling my eyes because the answer is corny. It's my husband. But we spend a lot of time together, you know? So it's like, it'd be kind of weird if we weren't like having a mind meld in this way. I think back to like when we were first dating, and we watched this movie called Pina by Wim Wenders. It's a documentary about the late choreographer Pina Bausch. And he was so excited about it. It was like, I have a memory of watching the film and loving the film, but also a memory of feeling like I was taking a trip through this other person's mind. But it's linked to all of these other experiences. It's linked to like the modern dance class I took in my high school. It's linked to like the years of tap, jazz, and ballet that I took as a child. Like, all of these things kind of come together just around this one recommendation. And that to me seems kind of like that's one of the big human things that's missing, is like AIs don't have like human experiences, so they can't have memories. And I think that is one of those things that to me kind of gives this whole thing kind of like a flat affect.
Like, what you described, Brittany, is such a beautiful illustration of how having taste in something or perceiving beauty in something is a kind of reflection of your life and your selfhood and the people around you and nostalgia and memory. And it's kind of everything at once. And that's meant to be a human to human experience, I think. Like, when your husband recommends you something, you relate to it much differently than if a chatbot recommends it to you. Because the chatbot is not bringing any perspective to this. It's not hinting at its own memories or what it finds beautiful. It's just, if you like this, then you will like that.
Yeah. I wonder, like, how are our ideas of what taste is, you know, being shaped by emerging AI technologies and like the wealthy people that own and operate this tech?
A lot. I mean, I think it's really the story of technology, digital technology particularly, over the past, I don't know, let's say at least 18 to 20 years has been technology taking over the distribution of culture. But now I think AI is this kind of shiny novelty. It looks very powerful. It has tons of money being poured into it. And so now that's becoming the arbiter of new cultural forms and new cultural distribution. And that worries me almost more than social media, because at least social media wasn't actually making the art. It wasn't actually generating the images and sounds that you experienced. Whereas now AI can also, like, not just recommend something, but literally make what you are demanding at a moment's notice.
I kind of feel also that something that I think is really important to talk about here is the fact that AI has cannibalized all of the free labor of being on the internet. And so when we talk about like the taste that AI make, it's like, I always think about something like mood board culture from like Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram from like the early 2010s, where like a bunch of people did a ton of free labor doing things like collecting images that fit a certain mold, like Y2K aesthetic, for example, or cottagecore, any of these other things. Like, these were like, in their kind of purest forms in the early 2010s, like massive archival undertakings by ordinary people trying to understand the world at large. And so like all of that effort has now just been basically used as a data set for AI to basically regurgitate something like that took all that creative effort in like what was best about social media, despite all of like the horrible things that it's done. And so for me, it's like, yeah, social media was, I think, a mistake, especially in terms of how much of my life I've wasted on it, and all of the bad tweets that I've made, and all of the enemies, and all of like, it was worth nothing now that it's like the hell site. But at the same time, there were things that were beautiful about it, and all of those things have been subsumed. So for me, it's like really sad. It's like walking around the ruins of Athens, you know?
We're going to take a quick break, but first, if any of you are finding It's Been a Minute for the first time, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the show and that you come back every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for brand new episodes. Coming up after the break.
It's like a substitution of slop for maybe more human artistry.
Stay right there.
This message comes from Instacart. Instacart knows not all bananas are created equal. Some want them green, some ripe, some want them ready right now. With Instacart's Preference Picker, available at most retailers, you can choose preferences like avocado ripeness or deli thickness before your shopper starts. So instead of hoping for the best, you get groceries picked the way you would pick them. Download the app and get bananas just how you like with Instacart.
This is Ira Glass of This American Life. Do you know our show? Okay, well, either way, I'm going to tell you about it. We make stories that hopefully pull you in at the beginning with funny moments and feelings and people in surprising situations, and then you just want to find out what is going to happen and cannot stop listening. That's right. I'm talking about stories that make you miss appointments. This American Life, wherever you get your podcasts.
We definitely know that like taste doesn't necessarily correspond with like how much money you have. It's really kind of a matter of like allowing yourself to be open and also coming at things with like a critical eye and with a lot of thought. And anybody can do that. And also too, you could be in a higher socioeconomic class and not have any taste. Fill in the blank with whoever's on your mind with that one. But I wonder, like, in this age of AI, how does taste transcend or not transcend class? Like, how are those two things related when we're thinking about taste and AI?
I think it's still an advantage. Like, taste can help you move between classes. It can help you make money. You can commodify your taste and your vision. And the internet has helped a lot of people do that. Like Kate and I included, for sure.
Yeah.
And the internet was what formed our taste, and it's where we could express ourselves and gain clout, basically, and translate that clout into money and careers and everything. Taste was what was supposed to be human. Like, it was supposed to be what we cultivated by ourselves independently within our own hearts and minds and, like, you know, built our senses of self and then used that to exert ourselves in the world. And the AI industry adopting that is just so offensive.
God. Oh, I mean, I find the whole thing incredibly offensive because, like, everything I learned about architecture, I learned at the community college library when I was in high school. And it was actually a lot of work to, like, be on the Skyscraper City forums, 40 pages deep in the brutalism thread, like, developing an encyclopedic knowledge of, like, the worst buildings ever built. And it's like, that work, no one has to do it anymore. They can just, like, ask AI, like, what is brutalism? And it'll give you, like, some boring answer about, like, the Barbican Center or whatever. And you're like, yep, that's enough for me. Like, that's totally fine. And it's like, wow, you're really robbing yourself of the joy of the labor of developing taste, which I think is a real shame. And I think it's especially a shame when it comes to, like, creating things too. It's like a process. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of loving things. And if you just, like, plug that stuff into a chatbot, you're really depriving yourself of one of the great human experiences.
Okay, but I imagine that, like, I don't know, a lot of people would argue the AI is just a tool, you know, that we can use it sometimes. We have to figure out how it serves us. And yeah, I mean, it might change the results of what we ultimately make, but they think of it like maybe as an aid or as a help, like something that they work with as opposed to something that necessarily works for them. But I wonder, like, is that inherently bad?
It depends on what you're trying to shortcut. There are things that might help you to shortcut, like, I don't know, filling out an Excel spreadsheet. And there are things that don't help you to shortcut so much, such as thinking about what you find beautiful. It's like a substitution of slop for maybe more human artistry.
I wonder, I mean, there's no small measure of this kind of like bubbling underneath the surface of people's desire to use AI in the way that we're talking about, to discern meaning and to kind of establish their tastes. What cultural anxieties do you think the push for AI as tastemaker is trying to soothe?
I mean, there's a lot of anxieties around taste, period. I think in part because it can be a class marker, because it differentiates people. I've spoken to a lot of people who are just worried about their taste. They're worried about if they're consuming the right kinds of culture, if they're appreciating the right things. And I think in a way, AI markets itself as solving that problem, in that you don't have to think about the right thing to like, or the right thing to read, or the right thing to understand. You can just get the answer right away. Like, it can assuage that cultural anxiety, but I think by quote unquote solving it, it also eliminates our appreciation of what we find beautiful ourselves. Like, it solves a problem that's not a problem necessarily.
Yeah, I also think it causes a crisis. Like, of course, it causes a crisis in people like us who are afraid that we're going to be like replaced by AI, or all of our stuff is going to get stolen without our consent. But I also just think that, you know, a big cultural anxiety now is the anxiety about being lonely. And I think a lot of these companies want to capitalize on what is really like a kind of loneliness epidemic. And so it's not only that you want to have like good taste, you want to have the right answers as to like whether you should wear Solomon's sneakers or whether Gorpcore is over. But like, you also are afraid that you have no one to share this stuff with. Like, the point of being human is to recognize the humanity in others. And it's like, if there's just no humanity in the process, if it's just like abstraction, then you're basically just kind of negating your entire self. Like, it's just, there's nothing there. And I think that is terrifying, but also deeply sad.
Well, okay. All that being said, I don't know, if AI is a false remedy to this longing that we have to be in community and experience like the spice of life, right? What does the real remedy look like?
My answer to all of that stuff is that we've kind of lost the art of being moved by things, or like consuming and making art, period. If we go back a century or two, many more people played the piano. They played music at home. They wrote poetry. They made sketches. There's this culture of anxiety, again, around making stuff on your own and just going out there and DIYing whatever. And I think we have to reclaim that a little bit so we can also appreciate what other artists bring us. Like, if you want to understand a great painter, make a painting. I would love to like get a drum machine and understand how beats work. So like, I know electronic music better. I think I would like more culture to be more participatory. And I think that would go some way toward solving our existential crisis of not being in a cultural community.
That's really beautiful. Like making something as a way to gain appreciation for how people are doing it at the highest level. That's very beautiful. What do you think, Kate?
I actually think that is really important, because I think we've become afraid of being amateurs. Like, we have this kind of generational fear of sucking that I think is like really a part of why social media was so detrimental, because it's all about the finished project. You have to be like amazing so it can go viral. And I think that that's a completely unfair standard by which we should judge ourselves. Like, I think we should be writing crappy poems. I think we should be playing the violin badly. I think we should be like taking a painting class at community college to realize, oh man, that's really hard. And if we're not having those experiences because we're stuck inside talking to ChatGPT, like, what hope do we have for anything else? I mean, we need to be being in the world. We need to be being in the world. But it's actually like existentially important for our well-being, and also for like our understanding of the world in which we live and the things that we make in that world.
Well, I appreciate that we are landing on this antidote to this kind of taste problem that you all have identified. Kate, Kyle, thank you both so much.
This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Kyle Chayka, staff writer at The New Yorker, and Kate Wagner, architecture critic at The Nation. This episode of It's Been a Minute was produced by
Corey Antonio Rose.
This episode was edited by
Nina Patak.
Our supervising producer is
Barton Girdwood.
Our VP of programming is
Yolanda Sanguini.
All right, that's all for this episode of It's Been a Minute from NPR. I'm Brittany Luce. Talk soon.
This message comes from Instacart. Instacart knows not all bananas are created equal. Some want them green, some ripe, some want them ready right now. With Instacart's Preference Picker, available at most retailers, you can choose preferences like avocado ripeness or deli thickness before your shopper starts. So instead of hoping for the best, you get groceries picked the way you would pick them. Download the app and get bananas just how you like with Instacart.
This is Ira Glass of This American Life. Do you know our show? Okay, well, either way, I'm going to tell you about it. We make stories that hopefully pull you in at the beginning with funny moments and feelings and people in surprising situations, and then you just want to find out what is going to happen and cannot stop listening. That's right. I'm talking about stories that make you miss appointments. This American Life, wherever you get your podcasts.